We know a lot of you in the middle of spring ball or just beginning spring ball, and you may not work very much on special teams in the spring, but if you've got a good head coach, he's at least giving you your responsibilities for the fall. And as we go through First Down Playbook and converting 1.0 plays to 2.0, we're into the kickoff return area right here. We just want to take a moment and talk about coaching the kickoff return team, particularly in high school. Your best bet is probably going to be to keep it very simple and to have a return and maybe a counter off of that. And you can see that we do a pretty good job of presenting a wedge here, and some of you can still have a two-man wedge, some of you can't, and a counter to that. But let's take a look at what we call six-up middle and six-up middle bounce, because this will be legal in almost any league at any level. And so we're going to shrink the field up here a little bit. As you can see, we've got a long field for our kickoff and kickoff return deals here. So you're looking at a kickoff return that we call middle, six-up middle. All right, let's go over here and just talk about it. We'll edit this play, get it to an edit version of it. So what you've got is, once again, 6 men up. And very simple scheme to where you're obviously counting across the board 5 to the left and 5 to the right. Your two middle blockers right here that we call the left center and the right center, all right, are going to pick up the 5. So obviously they're going to have to get straight back, get their hips flipped, and we do that right around the 25-yard line. Well, this is drawn up with high school thoughts with the ball being kicked off from the 40-yard line. With the hips getting flipped, the centers will take the 5. The guards, who will be a little bit further back, will take the 3s, and the tackles will get inside of the 2s. So essentially it's a mirrored look for your front 6. Your back line is going to, we call it the left end, the right end, and once again we call this the center end. All right, they will get inside leverage on the 4s. Try to front them up, but obviously want to lose the 4 to the outside, whether you're the right side or the left side. Now the center end and the fullback are going to time this up and set this up when the returner actually catches the football. We've talked about this before at First Down Playbook about how this has to look like an offensive formation. These two blockers cannot take off too soon, or it'll be just like your tailback in your formation getting the ball at 18 yards. You wouldn't want that either. So with the timing and a go call, the fullback and the center will head straight up the field and then peel to the outside to pick up the 1 on either side. Now, obviously, not every block is made perfectly. So if the fullback and the center end are heading to the middle of the field, they need to pick up anybody that loses their block. Now, so let's go take a look. Let's get out of this for a second, and we'll look at the counter to that. All right, so we call it six-up middle bounce, and the thing that we like most about this middle bounce is that the blocking assignments are very similar to the blocking assignments for six-up middle. So when you open this play up, you're going to look at it, and it's going to look very, very similar to what you just looked at. So now everybody, and probably the best thing to do is to run six-up middle before you call this. So everybody across the board over here is still blocking the same person with the tackle, guard, center. On the backside, the assignments are the same, but essentially it'd be just like a tackle oversetting a rush end in pass protection. So you're going to come back and you want to make this look exactly like it's middle, but let that R4 win inside and then carry them inside as they across your face. Same thing for the right guard and the right tackle with the 3 and the 2. Everybody here on the backside, now it becomes a little bit different. All right, you've got the right end and the left end are now going to block the 5s. The center end will help with a somewhat of a double, but really all you need to do is hold this up and get the R5 to bite inside, and the right end will go up and pick up this 1. In the back end of this is where the magic, so to speak, is made, because you've got to sell this as a middle return first. And then after you sell it, that fullback, all right, because of the fullback and the returner are going to make the blocks up here possible. If they start out here too soon, these people are not going to cross the face, and it's not going to be a great return. But if they'll sell it up in the middle and then hit it hard, 90-degree angle outside of everything, you have an opportunity to get your returner and your fullback or off returner, whatever you call them, in a one-on-one situation with the one heading down the sideline. So once again, as you're into the spring ball and you're starting to look at things, consider keeping your returns, to a minimum, but you want to make sure that they come off of one another, and that's why we try to give you plenty of options with first down playbook and the kickoff return, whether it be 6-up or 5-up returns.